Now we'll move on to the final breeder of the day, which is Syngenta. This list of plants from Syngenta, we decided to trial both in the indoors and outdoors location. So this presentation will show you the different growth habits in the different trial locations of indoor and outdoor. Syngenta sent their starter material as seeds. So here's a couple photos of the seedling trays inside the glasshouse. And the first plant we'll start with today is Sunflower Sunfinity. This plant is especially great for us. It has continuous blooming. So for each plant, there are many flowers. It performed well in both of our trial locations, vigorous, fast growing, and low maintenance. Photo on the right shows the Sunfinity on display in the flower dome about 2 years ago. Here's the Sunfinity in the outdoor trial location. So here it shows the photos of Sunfinity throughout the evaluation weeks. Week 10, we rated this a 5, lots of flowers. Something to note for the Sunfinity is there is a little bit of maintenance required. So as the flowers started senescing, we would pinch them and deadhead. So here's the indoor Sunfinity. We noticed outdoors higher temperatures, so plants developed a little bit faster. They flowered faster than they did indoors. So here's a good representation of the indoor versus outdoor plants. This was both taken during week 10. So for us, week 10, we did see a lot more flowers. So something to note for the Sunfinity within this trial, about 2 weeks after transplanting, we did do a pinch at about 4 nodes. And traditionally, if you look at the culture guides from Syngenta, they will recommend that you do apply some plant growth regulators. So as I mentioned, for Gardens by the Bay, we do like tall, high impact plants. So we chose not to apply plant growth regulators. But if you decide to grow this in your location, check out the culture guide and maybe play with some plant growth regulators. You can get a little bit more of a compact plant. And for this Sunfinity, this was a staff favorite in the trial. Now I'll move on to the Dahlia Fresco. Like I said, this was trialed indoors and outdoors. For this Fresco series, it's a compact hybrid dahlia. The seeds were evaluated as mixed colors. So in each packet, there were multiple colors within the series. This is both suitable for indoors in the glasshouse environment or outdoors full sun. For Gardens by the Bay, we noticed that this performed best outdoors in the full sun, which was quite surprising to me and other staff. For Gardens by the Bay, dahlia is quite a big crop. Each year for our annual changing floral displays, we do a big Chinese New Year display showcasing dahlias. So we're hoping to incorporate more dahlias in our future trials. So here I'll show you the indoor photos of the dahlias. Bottom photo, you can see week 8. We had this as a rating of 4. Just like the Sunfinity, we saw most plants outdoors were a bit more vigorous and flowered quicker. Here's the outdoor location. So by week 8, this is rated a 5. A lot more colors, a little bit smaller in flower size, but overall the flower to leaf ratio was much better in the full sun conditions for us. Here's a good photo of the difference between indoor and outdoor plants during week 8. Now we'll move on to the Vinca Cora XDR. Within this series, we evaluated 4 colors. This is bred to be resistant against Phytophthora. For GB, it performed best outdoors and in the full sun. This is a uniform series within all the colors, great branching, and many flowers. Here's a nice close-up of the polka dot. Here I'll explain a lot more vigorous outdoors than it was indoors, lots of flowers, great branching, and compact. This is a heat-loving plant, so Vinca would be a great option if you're in the hot, humid climate. Here's a nice close-up. This is another color in the series. Now we move on to the indoor, same polka dot. By week 10, we rated this a 4, much more compact indoors and less flowering. So here's a good representation of week 8 indoors versus outdoors. So if I were to select this plant for future production, we will continue to grow this outdoors. Much better results, a lot more flowers, a bit more vigorous. Now we'll move on to another heat-loving plant, Pentas. This is the Be Bright series. We evaluated 3 colors. It performed best outdoors in the full sun, very heat tolerant, compact, and uniform across all the series. Here's a couple close-ups. Here's the red indoor. Week 8, we rated this a 4, much more compact indoors than outdoors. Here's a close-up of the photo outdoors. And now here's the red evaluated outside. So here we go, week 8, rating of 5, a lot more color outdoors than there was indoors at the same week. So here's another good example of comparing indoor versus outdoor production. Pentas loved the heat, and this is a great example of that. Here is the Pentas and another Petunia given by Syngenta on display right now in a wheelbarrow in the flower dome. So a nice combination here. Now we'll move on to the Marigold Antigua. Within this series, we evaluated 3 colors. These were evaluated in the outdoor trial condition. Very uniform, lots of flowers. Something to note for the performance at GB is after some large rainfalls or frequent rainfalls, we did see the flowers, the stems break a bit, so we did need to deadhead a bit more here. But a great option for outdoor production. Here's a representation of indoor versus outdoor, much more compact inside than it was outside. Now I'll move on to the Zinnia. This is, we evaluated 3 colors within this series. It is suitable for indoors or outdoors full sun. Again, this plant performed better outdoors in the full sun, very easy crop, fast production time, early and continuous flowering. So here the photo on the right shows the 3 colors in a mixed container. Here's a close-up of the flowers. A little bit of deadheading required here, but this is a great landscaping plant to use in the tropics where there's high heat and humidity in the tropical sun. Here we'll show the orange indoor, much more compact inside than it was outside, but we still rated this plant a 5 by week 8. Here it is outdoors, many more flowers, more vigorous. This could have used some plant growth regulator, but I think for GB, we like these tall, more vigorous plants. Here's a good observation of the indoor versus outdoor production. Like I said, outside, a lot more flowers, more compact inside. So if I were to choose this plant to be produced, we would grow this outdoors in the warmer climate. All right, and that's it for me on Syngenta. So I'll stop sharing and pass it over to Steve.
Right, hello everybody. Steve Waters from Syngenta Flowers. First of all, I'd like to thank everybody from Gardens by the Bay once again for the fantastic trials they've done and for hosting this event, and also to everybody for attending today. So thank you to everybody. Not sure why. There we go. Sorry. So yeah, I'm Steve Waters, product manager for the Business International part of Syngenta Flowers. I basically look after all crops for all regions apart from Europe and North America. We cover a very wide area in Business International, including obviously the Singapore and Southeast Asia. Looking at our first variety that was tested vigorously by Gardens by the Bay is, of course, our Vinca F1 Cora XDR. The XDR stands for extra disease resistance, and it's a brand that we're applying not only to Cora but to other varieties, species that we have with this excelling disease resistance. Yeah, so this is a Vinca that fights back, very highly resistant to many of the most virulent isolates of Phytophthora. It's very easy to grow, obviously because of this resistance, but also the branching uniformity and floriferousness makes it ideal for the grower for both packs and larger pots. So it's quite a flexible variety. If we look to the landscape benefits, obviously with the large showy flowers and with the widest range of solid colours available and high demanded bicolor patterns, along with the disease resistance, it has a lot of benefits into the landscape for fantastic displays there. And of course, we've got the reduced risk with season-long flowering and survival in the landscape plantings. And you can see on the left-hand side there, Cora XDR versus a non-resistant variety and just how much more resistant Cora XDR is. So if we look to our assortment, got a wide assortment of colours. We've got even more in the breeding pipeline, constantly improving on existing colours. Magenta Halo is a new colour that we've brought in there, bicolour types, and there are more to come. Moving on to sunflowers, Helianthus. Helianthus Sunfinity, again a sun lover, loves to be outdoors, as Carly has just showed. Very floriferous varieties, lots of branching, lots of large flowers. And this really is the next generation of sunflowers, offering non-stop blooming, endless blooms all season long. It's a facultative long day plant with a fast crop time. So it's well suited to late spring and early summer, but obviously in day length neutral areas of the world, it does very well most of the year round. It extends the season with a premium product offer. It is more positioned to a larger pot size, as you can see in the bottom there. It's 20 centimetre plus that we recommend, but it performs even better when planted into the landscape. Sunflowers are very vigorous species and they like their roots to have lots of space, and through giving them a larger container or even better planted into the landscape, they do very well. We've got a complete brand package which is available to help drive sales if they're going into the consumer segment. And the landscape benefits, obviously the multi-branch profusely blooming plants provides months and months of colour, extending the longevity and the performance in the landscape compared to the regular sort of pot type sunflowers that you have seen on the market. And of course, insect friendly. Sunflowers are very attractive to butterflies and bees, etc. Sorry. So this is just a bit of an inspirational page, if you like, and a reminder that Helianthus Sunfinity can be a very technical crop if you want to grow a more compact offering. We do recommend that it's pinched at 8 leaves or 4 internodes. We also recommend that the crop manual is followed if you're looking for PGR applications to get plants, as you can see on the trolley, very small, compact varieties there. Sorry, not varieties, grown Sunfinity. So this is all one variety. So yes, we've got lots of crop guidance that is available, but essentially if you just plug and play sow the seed and let the varieties do their thing, they still produce a profusion of flowers, which is ideal in the landscape. Marigold Antigua, again, something that was tested by Gardens by the Bay. Trusted choice for bedding and borders. Very early, uniform, compact, and therefore ideal for high density cultures. Less day length sensitivity, makes it easy to schedule and grow. Naturally draw from branching plants with little to no PGR requirement. And of course, the less day length sensitivity, as I've said, makes it easy to grow. The landscape benefits very strong flower stems, although as was experienced at Gardens by the Bay outside, after several days of heavy rain, I think any marigold with a large flower will struggle there. And obviously we're looking at recommending pot sizes and packs in the smaller segment because of its compact abilities. Again, an assortment overview, you can see the various colours that we have in the assortment there, including a primrose and a gold, which allows us to make quite a nice mix. Zinnia Magellano. This is our large flowered zinnia offer, suitable for both spring and summer programs. This is a very grower friendly product, bred for exceptional and in the landscape, as we've seen at Gardens in the Bay, really performing very well under high light and high temperatures. Excellent choice for quick turnarounds and high profit summer programs. So it's a very quick item in warmer conditions. Landscape benefits, superior flower quality, large fully double blooms in clean and bright colours, and of course disease-free with the breeding that we have brought in to keep the genetics working for the grower. Wider colour range, everything from yellow all the way through to the hotter colours of scarlet and orange, etc. The new for us coming out this year is Zinnia Magellano Zydeco. You are probably one of the first people on the globe to hear about this on the commercial side. I think the US may have also released it, but highly versatile marylandica series, very, very competitive on flower size and garden performance vigor. You can see the picture at top left there of marylandica next to other, marylandica Zydeco next to other marylandica series available on the market. And that's not just true of the fire color that we have there, but it's also true of all the other colors within the series. Highly versatile premium flowers, as I've said, that complete actually well with even the elegance types, as well as the interspecifics. We've also got the vigor and disease resistance from the marylandica breeding that stand up very well to the powdery mildew pressure in the garden. Grower benefits, we've got a medium vigor, well-branched plants for high density production, but then later in the landscape, they really do perform well, as you can see in the bottom picture. Highly uniform, less rogue plants, which can be seen also in marylandica. Landscape benefits, very large, fully double flowers, as we've said, up to 25% larger. Tolerance and resistance to powdery mildew, and of course that heat and drought tolerance that is endemic within Zinnia. So a little bit of an overview, sorry. Right. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, no problem, Steve.
Yeah, okay. Zinnia Zydeco assortment here. You can see the flower size of Zydeco versus the competition. And as I said, in all colours that we have so far in the series, and there are more to come. Yeah, it's really punching above its weight. We have the orange, the white, the deep yellow, and the cherry. There's also a mix available, and there are more colours to follow. So this is exclusively new this year, and you'll be able to order that in your order books going forward.
We can ask. Hi, Steve. Okay, the one that you just showed, is it Zinnia?
Zinnia, yeah.
Okay, because we were wondering whether it's Zinnia or Portulaca or something else. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no, it's a Zinnia Marylandica Zydeco.
Okay.
So Imara, our Impatiens Walleriana. I think everybody knows the story behind Imara. It was the first Impatiens Walleriana with a high degree of resistance to the market, high degree of resistance of downy mildew, of course. Easy and economical to produce. Great for ideal pot and pack work, with a more vigor than the standard Imara, which I talk about now is the XL type. Now, Imara XL is available as a star mix only at the moment. I'm sorry I didn't have a good picture of it because it's so new, but the XL is 30% more vigorous than the standard Imara, and that makes it even more suitable for landscape application with great garden vigor. So that's something I would definitely encourage anybody who's using Imara in the landscape to try, is the new XL Star Mix. I do have a very short video, which I think I will play, and we will see if it will. Yeah. I'll just talk you through some of the points. So yeah, new generation of Impatiens Walleriana. It was a breakthrough from Syngenta Flowers. We were the first to market. Started breeding in many different colours and with the stronger resistance to downy mildew. Very vigorously tested both inside and outside, making it scalable and durable. We had intensive field testings, and again, this time-lapse video, similar to what you saw with Panam, you can clearly see on the right the existing commercial variety, on the left Imara, standing up for 5 months in this case. So the gardener's favourite we brought back, gardener's favourite because sun, shade, rain, shine. It's a very flexible crop, available in a very strong assortment of colours now. I will go on to the next slide to show you our assortment of colour. So yes, this is a large range of colours now that we have. We have 10 colours. There's actually 2 mixes shown on the screen, but more mixes actually are available. And yeah, we are very confident that we have a very strong offer, not just with the resistance, but also the colour range that we have there now too. Petunia pendula, trailing petunia from seed, flash forward. Again, a miniature flowering spreading petunia, great for the landscape because of the smaller flowers bounce back very well after rainy periods. Perfectly suited for basket and mixed containing work, but also premium pot and pack programs. Obviously with the less day length sensitivity, we've got the extra earlier flowering in 9 to 10 weeks from sowing, even under short day conditions. So the tidy plants hold very well in the landscape because of the smaller flowers. They don't overgrow if planted in mixed containers or mixed planting situations because of the more compact genetic behind, but they are extremely free flowering and summer long colour, even under difficult weather conditions. This is the colour range, and on the left-hand side, this is actually a shopping mall that was using FlashForawrd in an indoor planting arrangement. So you can see it's very, very flexible in its usage. I think they basically place pots on the ground in this case. So it's only a short. Okay, only a short term. So photo finish, large flowering petunia. Similar properties to the FlashForawrd, larger flowered. So like you saw with other breeders in the presentations, we also have small and large flowered offers in seed raised trailing petunia. Extremely free flowering, masses of flowers of a larger type. And again, good colour range, and there's more to come. We have got some standard petunias also, upright types, large flowered Tritunia. Large assortment of colour, in fact one of the largest, including many bicolour types, and Damask, a genetically compact genetically compact petunia offer that requires little to no PGR, so very compact growing genetics, and again a wide colour range there. So just to wrap things up, I just wanted to make everybody aware that we're not just a seed supplier, genetic seed supplier, but we also offer cutting material. Some seasonal favourites that are very topical, obviously mums, pot mums and garden mums, but also poinsettia. And we've got some big brands in the annual range with Calliope pelargonium, interspecific pelargonium, Rio Diplodina, and the new Sunblast Helianthus cutting smaller sunflower flower in that range. So just like to say, if you need to contact us or want to ask us more detail, please direct your inquiries up to Jessica first and foremost, or this Dan also in customer service. And there's nothing left to say other than to thank you for listening.